Just when I thought it couldn't get any better. I mean, season 1, Larry not eating the pig, Paul running off into the woods, Karine getting attacked by a machete-wielding thief, Jesse acting a straight fool on Darcey. I just thought it couldn't get any better. And then TLC came out with season 2 of Before the 90 Days. And y'all, I just feel like all my wildest dreams have come true. Let's get into this recap. If you watched this live last night, TLC has just... I was almost losing faith in them, y'all. I'm gonna just be honest. After Happily Ever After, and I was just weary after that whole season with the whole scriptedness, all the fake drama, you know, all these couples that we're just sick and tired of. I was starting to lose a little faith in TLC, I'm not even gonna lie. And then they just reeled me right back in. Season 2 of Before the 90 Days. First of all, Before the 90 Days is my favorite of the 90 Day Fiance franchises. When they came out with that last year, I was like, this is it. This is the one for me. I love all of them, but this one is the one that just gets my goat. And I just love these fools because it's something about the before they start going through the K1 visa process, like when we're actually getting to know the couples. It's just something about that just the craziness, just, I mean, it's just off the charts. So this is by far my favorite franchise anyway. And so when they came out with this just pure crazy gold last night, I was just sitting on my couch like, I can't believe this is happening to me. Like, what did I do to deserve this? What did I ever do? So I'm going to start recapping these couples. We didn't get to meet all of them last night, but we did get to see a few familiar faces and then a few new faces. So I'm just going to jump right into it. Let's start with our oldies, the ones that we have come to know and love / hate. And I'm going to jump right in there and start with my boy Paul and Karine. So when we left off last season, Paul had left Brazil because his little tourist visa, I think his time was up, or whatever time he had planned to stay there had ended, and he came back home. And so it's been 4 months since he's been back to Brazil. Him and Karine have, of course, been talking via video chat and the translation text app. And it's been 4 months since Paul left Brazil, and he still does not speak Portuguese. Like, he only knew like one sentence. He knew how to say te amo, which is I love you. I'm like, it's been 4 months, Paul. Like, how much does Rosetta Stone cost? Is it expensive? Like, if you're trying to marry this girl and move to Brazil and marry her, don't you think you might want to learn how to speak Portuguese? I don't understand why they're still at this point. You've already met her. You say you love her. You say you want to marry her. Why have you not learned this girl's language? And why is she learning English? What is wrong with these two people? I don't understand how they can continue this relationship through a text translator app. I would be so sick of that. I would just learn English, and he needs to learn Portuguese, or somebody needs to learn something. But these two idiots keep talking through text, and Paul is just speaking English to Karine like she understands what he's saying. She spoke a few English words, but she really didn't know what Paul was saying. This just baffles me how these two have not learned each other's language yet. I mean, more than just te amo. I'm like, come on, can we learn a little bit? He should be able to speak it to the point where they can communicate after 4 months. Paul has spent 4 months back at home. He's with his mom, living with his parents. I think he said he was working somewhere, maybe, but he said that he has been saving up his little coin so that he can go back to Brazil. And him and Karine have decided that they're going to get married there, and then he's going to bring her back to the United States on a spousal visa. And I'm like, all right, cool, fine, whatever. So Paul is packing up all his stuff. The living room is a wreck, a mess, honey. The house looks a foolish mess. And he's packing up all this stuff, and he says that he is embarrassed that Karine is 21, almost 22 years old, and she is asking him to bring back all these stuffed animals and all these little kid type things back with him for her when she comes to Brazil. But my thing is, when you met her and saw her room was full of stuffed animals. She had stuffed animals, honey, all over the headboard, hanging from the ceiling, creepy eyes just staring at you while you're having sex at night. I don't know why you're surprised. She clearly loves stuffed animals. And I thought that maybe he thought it was cute or endearing, and now he's embarrassed by it. I honestly can't believe that Paul is embarrassed by anything. Paul is an embarrassment. Paul as a human being is an embarrassment. So the fact that Karine is even giving him the time of day, I think he needs to just shut up and be grateful and thankful that this girl is even messing with him, and just get her the stuffed animals that she wants and just shut up about it. Him and his mom are having a conversation in the car when they're on their way to the airport, and mom apparently dug through Paul's luggage and to look at what all he was taking over to Brazil. Apparently Karine didn't just want kids' toys to come back with Paul. She wanted some adult battery operated toys to come back with her as well, and Mama Paul stumbled upon the toys, not the kids' toys, the adult toys that Karine wanted Paul to bring back with him. And, you know, Paul was real embarrassed by that. He told Mama she shouldn't have been looking through his bags, and I would be embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for Paul, because why? I mean, I know that some couples use adult toys together. That's fine or whatever, but I would feel some kind of way if my significant other was like, oh yeah, when you come see me, I haven't seen you in months. When you come, make sure you bring them sex toys, because what you be doing don't be getting the job done. So I'm going to need you to bring them toys with you so that we can get this thing popping. Am I not enough? What is going on here? Like, I mean, Paul doesn't necessarily strike me as a love machine, but I mean, Karine just disrespected him in his face. Like, yeah, bring these good old adult sex toys with you when you come, because you know you don't be really talking about nothing. I mean, she's pregnant reportedly, so apparently Paul doing something right. I mean, but that was a bit much for me. I think Mama should have just kept that secret to herself. You know how when you're looking through your kids' stuff and you see something you shouldn't have seen, don't bring it up. Just keep that, take that to your grave. Keep that secret. I don't think she should have mentioned that, because that's embarrassing. I would embarrass for my son. I was like, oh, this girl got you bringing dildos and stuff? You need me to talk to you? You need some pointers? Like, you need me to help you? Like, I would be concerned for my child's sex life. I would be like, why? The impression that I got with the sex toys was not that Paul and Karine like to use them together. It seemed that Paul was embarrassed that he had to bring them too, and that these are for Karine, not for Karine and Paul. Like, these are for her. Like, that's the impression I got. And Paul was just doing her bidding. Paul has packed up all of his 62.5 crates of stuffed animals and hair and junk and garbage bags that he wears to go swimming in, and the penis coverings and the mosquito nets, so that he can go back to Brazil and marry Karine. Now, Karine's family is really concerned because we know that Paul has a little bit of a criminal past. Him and his girlfriend before had some falling outs and some issues, and apparently Paul threatened to burn the house down, allegedly. So he says he was accused of arson, but he said he didn't do it, I guess. He allegedly, you know, almost burned the house down, and him and his girlfriend both had restraining orders out on each other, and then he texted her, which was in violation of the restraining order. He got locked up again. So Karine's dad is an ex-cop, and so he's real concerned about this criminal past that Paul has, and he really wants to know what his criminal record is. So Paul has brought the criminal record with him to Brazil so that the family can study it. Now, I'm just curious, because they showed a little piece of the criminal record and it looked to be in English to me. I don't think Karine nor her family nor no one near her reads English. So I'm trying to figure out how we gonna know what this criminal record says if it's in English. I don't get that, but I hope that Paul brings the right paperwork and he don't do a Nicole. Paul, bring the originals. You know, don't bring the copies, because you might need them for your marriage license. Don't do like Nicole. Do your research first before you go. Paul has to bring his whole criminal record for her family to try to decipher and thumb through, and it looked long. It looked like a thick manila envelope, so I don't know how they're going to decipher this into English. Maybe they'll have the Google Translator app they can put over the words. I don't know. It just seems like a lot. This girl clearly is just with him because she's trying to get out of the Amazon River with all those mosquitoes. And so to me, why are we even checking his background? Just go and let her go over there with him. I don't think Paul's going to do nothing to Karine. I think Paul is a little off, but I don't think he really going to, like, you know, slash Karine in her sleep or nothing like that. He's not that kind of crazy. So whatever. So Paul gets on the plane and he's headed over to Brazil. We'll see what happens more with this couple later on. So let's go catch up with our other old couple, Jesse and Darcey. Well, this week, Darcey is gearing up for Jesse to come visit her in America. Last time she went over to Amsterdam and stayed for 6 weeks. This time it's Jesse's turn to come to America. Darcey, let's just discuss her for a minute. First of all, let's go ahead and do the good. We'll give her a compliment sandwich. Okay, so the good. So Darcey has lost weight. Honey, face was snatched, cheeks was sunk in. I could tell her shoulders were looking very, you know, a little slimmer and muscular. So I can tell that Darcey has been either starving herself or hitting the gym really hard, one or the other. I can't really tell which. But she probably lost about 20 pounds. She looks good. Okay, so let's move into the meat of this compliment sandwich, which is the bad stuff. Darcey's hair and eyebrows were completely and totally out of pocket this week. That ponytail looks slapped up on top of her head. And I know y'all are probably looking at me like, okay, what are you doing filming YouTube videos? But I ain't ever in my life had no ponytail wrapped around my head sitting up there like that with two totally different hair textures and colors like that. So I might be real basic and regular, but I ain't never walked outside looking a fool like that. That hair looked a mess. Darcey needs to... I know she really wants to be this like super glam girl. She loves to glam it up, but I think she needs to like tone it down, like dial it back just a notch. I think she tries a little too hard and sometimes she misses the mark. She can be very, very beautiful and attractive. I think she just needs to get like a soft brown with some highlights, some nice natural waves, maybe a little curling wand or something. If her hair's a little thin, get a couple extensions, girl, but take that ponytail down, take that out. That's a mess. Her makeup is okay except for her eyebrows. Why are your eyebrows in your temple? Like, eyebrows supposed to stop at your eye. Her eyebrows were literally in her hairline. I was like, girl, your eyebrows, you looking like an evil villain. No ma'am, we can't have eyebrows looking like that. Everybody wants to have their eyebrows snatched. Yes, I understand you want the thick, full eyebrows, but your eyebrows should not pass the corner of your eye. Ma'am, if your eyebrows have touched your temple, you have gone too far. Third, Darcey, I don't even know how to close the compliment sandwich. She's a successful businesswoman. Anyway, let's move on. Darcey is really excited that Jesse is coming to visit her. So, honey, she's going shopping to get some new outfits because she really wants her man to see that she has been starving herself. I mean, working hard in the gym and has lost these 20 pounds and her waist is snatched, honey, that her cheekbones are snatched. And, you know, she's buying new clothes and wants to show off her body for her man. And I'm like, okay, girl, I see you. You know, go shopping, get you some cute clothes for when your man comes. It's not like you see him all the time anyway. I mean, I'm sure them outfits in the closet is fine. He ain't seen none of them. But go and buy you some new clothes if that makes you happy. She goes with her friend and they're discussing their tumultuous relationship. And basically she just says all the stuff that we've been watching happen during the hiatus of the show. That him and her have been having social media battles. He has asked her to freeze her social media account because she posted a picture he didn't like. They went back and forth. She said she was single and that she was done with him. And he said he was done with her. And then somehow they ended up back together. I don't know what that was. Jesse's super controlling. We already know that. Jesse thinks that he should be able to tell his woman what to do. And he doesn't want a partner. He wants a child that he can boss around. I think that Jesse picked the right one because he got an older woman who does not act like an older woman. He found a 42-year-old who acts like a 22-year-old, and that's exactly what he needs. Because Darcey totally lets Jesse push her around, put her in the corner, and that is just so hard for me to watch because I'm a Southern girl, you know, I'm a black woman from the South, and we're very headstrong. And I think that there's something good about being headstrong because I don't think that any woman should let a man push her around, but that's just my opinion. And when I see a woman get pushed around, it makes me want to like stand up for her and be like, tell him you doing what you want to do. I'm wearing what I want to wear and you can either like it or not like it. You won't have to rock with me then. Like, I'm not about to keep doing these things that you want to do when you're not compromising for me either. Like, it's got to be about both people giving in. Jesse just wants his way or the highway. And I'm like, there is no way that I would still be with this man. Darcey loves him. I think Darcey loves the fantasy of having a young, attractive man that, you know, on her arm because she thinks she's still young. You know, Darcey swear in her head she's 26. And, you know, I think she needs an older sugar daddy. I really think that's what Darcey needs. But anyway, so she's real excited about Jesse coming. They have, you know, they have weathered the storm and they are still together. And now he's on his way to America. Child, Jesse gets here and, you know, she's nervous at the airport and got her little American flag, child, and Jesse walks up, and when he sees her, he drops his bags, and he's all, oh, Prince Charming. Oh, baby, I'm so happy to see you. I'm like, And I was watching it like, how long this cute stuff gonna last? And I was right on it because it lasted all of about 6.2 minutes, and then he went right back into douchebag mode. Honey, as soon as they got in that car, Jesse started going in on Darcey. Make my way downtown, about to cry, cause my boyfriend's an a-hole. He's asking her all these questions. What's that? What's that? Is that a stadium? Is that a museum? Darcey's like, yeah, it's a museum. I think it's a stadium. He's like, stadium for what? Stadium for what? For the Jets? What is it, baby? I'm here. I want you to tell me about New York. I want you to tell me about my surroundings. Oh, but I guess you can't tell me, so I guess I'll have to look it up later. First of all, who are you talking to? That's what I want to know first. See, Darcey sat there and got her little lip quivering like a little puppy with her tail tucked in the corner. That was your moment, girl, to stand up and let him know. Look, you done came over here and gave you a second chance. We done been through all this mess and now we're back together. You're not going to walk all over me. That's what's not about to happen. I wanted her to tell him so bad. But she sat there and pouted and just looked out the window, honey, looking sad and hurt that he was being an a-hole to her. You know what? Why he acts like that to you? Because you continue to let him. Now, if you stand up and tell him by himself, I bet you he either gonna do one or two things. He gonna get right or he gonna get out the door. I would have been like, first of all, who are you speaking to? Who are you talking to? Second of all, I'm from Connecticut, okay? Get it straight. We are in New York City, bruh. I don't know nothing about New York, okay? When we get to Connecticut, then I can tell you where everything is. Right now, I'm a tourist like you. We both on vacation right now. I don't know what none of this mess is. Now say something else to me, I'm gonna push you out of this moving car. That's what I would have done. But that's me. Darcey sat there with her lip quivering, talking about she don't know how this trip is gonna go, and then Jesse seemed more excited to be in America. Yeah, Jesse was excited to be in America because Jesse wants to be an actor, model, traipsing around the world. He ain't studying Darcey. Oh, this relationship is terrible. Already from the start, it's bad. I'm just waiting to see how much worse it's going to get. But that's it for Jesse and Darcey. Let's move on to our new, fresh meet. Our first new couple that we got to meet tonight. They started off with a bang was Angela and Michael. Sorry. Angela and Michael. I'm trying to hold it together, y'all, but it's so ridiculous. I can't hold it in. Angela is 52 and Michael is 30. I'm really gonna try to get through it, y'all. Angela is from Georgia and she's been married once and her marriage was not good. She has 2 kids. She has 6 grandkids. And, you know, she just had a rough marriage. She said she didn't want to marry nobody ever again until one day, ooh, I was on my phone and boop, up popped the Facebook message. And it was from Michael saying, hey, beautiful. And I'm like, really? This is how we meet people in 2018? Like, people are really responding to those random foreign Facebook messages that people send. Like, who doesn't get Facebook messages from people from Africa, somewhere in the Middle East, somewhere from Europe, like all the time? Like, you just ignore them, you delete them, you block them, you just let them sit there. Nobody was responding to these messages. Like, that is the actual bait. Like, if you respond, they already know they got a sucker, they know they got you, and they know you're on the hook to send money every week. Michael sends her a Facebook message just randomly because, I mean, Angela's just one of those women that when you're scrolling, she just catches your eye, right? And so she said that they both started out lying about their age. He said he was 40. She said she was 50. And it turns out they were both lying. Angela thinks he is the cat's pajamas, honey. She thinks he is so good. And I said, that boy head looked like a milk dud. I didn't see it. I didn't see the cuteness she was talking about, but maybe she just think about that mandingo that he possibly could have because he's from Nigeria. So that's why she thinks he's attractive, because he is not, no. Y'all, no, nothing cute about this man. He's supposedly a Nigerian prince, I think. So she's literally like Michael Scott responding to the emails from the Nigerian prince. Her family is concerned, but not concerned nearly enough for me. They pretty much know their mom's getting scammed, but you know, they're kind of letting it happen. They're kind of seeing how it's going to play out. Angela has set in her heart that she wants to propose to Michael, that he is the one for her, and she's going to go over there with a ring that she put on layaway from the pawn shop and propose to him. First of all, I don't know how her daughter drove her mama over there to buy that ring, because if my mama called me and said, yeah, let's go down to the pawn shop, I need to get a ring for my African Nigerian prince fiance, I would have hung up in her face. I would have been like, I'm not taking you nowhere. You need to call an Uber to do this foolishness because it's not going to be on my gas. I just don't understand. And her daughter's like crying in the store because she can't believe her mom's doing this. I'm not crying. I'm not going to be there. I do not condone this, nor do I agree with it. I'm going to tell you that he's scamming you. Toward the end of the episode, her daughter, whose name is Scotty, got up the courage to just tell her mom that she thought he was lying. That basically the whole list of scammer things that scammers do, that's what Michael did. He had a sick family member. He's from Nigeria, which is supposedly the scamming capital of the world. But Angela is hearing none of it, honey. She is in love. She wants her young chocolate Nigerian man. And that's the end of it. Her and her family know absolutely nothing about Africa. They don't understand that Africa is a continent and Nigeria is a country inside of it. They think it's like the United States of America and that all the countries inside are states. She doesn't understand what African culture is. They asked her what she thought it was going to be like over there. She said hot and strange. You know what? In the age of Google, you have absolutely no excuse to not know what country your significant other is from, what it's like. It's just like, Nicole, how did you not sit down and just Google Nigerian culture, Nigerian customs, Nigerian weather? Like, just Google it. It's so easy. You have a phone. Google it. Do a little research. Take 45 minutes, an hour, and look up what it's like over there. These people just don't want to Google anything. Like, it's not hard to find out information about other countries. It's really not. Apparently, Michael has told her that he can't have any pictures of her on his phone because if he gets pulled over by the police, they check their phones. And if they go through his phone and they see a picture of a white woman, they're going to know that he's scamming and he's going to get arrested. Now, that sounds very far-fetched to me. And like Judge Judy says, if it don't make sense, it ain't true. And that just don't make sense to me. I mean, he's using the guys that, oh, it's Nigeria, it's not America, and she's just believing it. But I'm like, I don't know about that. That sounds a little far-fetched to me. But whatever makes you sleep at night, honey, Angela, girl, go ahead and go get your man boo. Angela is packing it up. She's leaving her sick mother and all her grandbabies and her kids, and she's gonna go over there and get her Nigerian meat. And Lord, this is gonna be a hot mess. Apparently in the previews, she had him decked down from head to toe in some Trump stuff. You know what, honey, whatever you got to do to get a green card, boo. You might have to dress up in the little Trump, wear your Make America Great Again hat. You might have to wear your Trump 2020 t-shirt. If that's what you got to do to get your green card, Michael, then go ahead, do you, baby boy. I'm not even really mad at you. If this dumb woman wants to send you money and you got to put on a little Trump gear to get your green card, that might be what you have to do. You know, best of luck to yous. So we're going to see what happens with these two later on, but it's not looking good for Angela right now. I'm 99.9% sure that Michael is trying to get out of Nigeria to America and that she is his ticket. And he's probably going to get a little coin on the way. But good luck to her, and we'll see what happens with these two later on in the season. Let's move on to our next new couple. All right, so our next new couple is Ricky and Melissa. And from henceforth, I will be putting Melissa in quotes because I'm convinced Melissa is not an actual person. Ricky is, I think he's like 30 something. He has been just unlucky in love. He's got 2 marriages under his belt. He's got one daughter that lives with him. I think her name's Megan, maybe. She's like 12, really cute, smart, seems like a great kid. Obviously the voice of reason in this household. And then he's going through a divorce actually currently from his second wife, and he's got like a 22-month-old or something with her. He says that he thought that this woman, you know, was something that she wasn't. They just didn't mesh, and so now they're going through divorce, have to be married for like 2 years or something. That already tells me that 1, Ricky probably doesn't have the best judgment, and 2, he's probably desperate for love. He seems like he's a hopeless romantic. And so since he's going through his divorce, he decided to go on Colombian Cupid or something like that, Colombian Tinder. And all these women were messaging him, hi, hi, hi. And he said it was such a great ego boost because he doesn't think he's an attractive dude. First of all, those are all the paddlers of the world who are trying to be models in America and are trying to come over on your back, dude. So don't flatter yourself. These women are not attracted to you. One particular girl who was smoking hot messages him, and they put the picture up on the screen, and when I tell y'all, she looked like one of those sex dolls that they're trying to create, those robots. Her boobs look like 2 big hard cantaloupes. She had a fake booty. Like, her body was so fake and enhanced. So that was the first thing that kind of tipped me off that something's probably not right here, because she was just too generic, like Instagram model-y, bought enhanced body, too much. It was just too much. and I was already squinting. Ricky says that, oh, she's so amazing. She's a nurse, so she's intelligent, and you know that he likes that too. Yeah, Ricky, you like her because she's a nurse, right? That's what it is. It's not the big boobs and the big booty. Okay. Ricky says that they're texting every day, that she's, you know, sending all these lovey-dovey text messages, and he's just fallen in love with her, and he likes her so much, and that he has now bought a ticket to Colombia so that he can go visit her. Ricky sits down and tells his 12-year-old daughter this, and the daughter looks skeptical. She seems like she didn't want to really burst her dad's bubble. Like, she was trying to be respectful, but at the same time she was like, oh, it seems a little quick, Dad. I don't know about this. But he's just sitting there having this whole conversation with his daughter as if this is something smart to do. And clearly when you're getting advice from a 12-year-old, you already know this is a dumb decision. Ricky has said in his heart that he wants to marry Melissa and go to Colombia so that he can propose to her. So as soon as Ricky tells Melissa that he's coming to Colombia to visit her, immediately she starts to pull away. And he thinks that that's strange. He's like, oh, she used to send these paragraphs saying how much she loved me and blah, blah, blah. And now that she knows that I'm coming to Colombia, all of a sudden it's like one word text. And then he showed some of the text messages. She was like, oh, okay, that's cute. Okay, all right. And I'm like, yeah, Ricky, you can't just pop up in Colombia and now figure out that she's catfishing you. She's going to pull away. She's going to disappear. And she's probably texting paragraphs to the other dudes who are sending her money every week. Oh yeah, did I forget to mention that to y'all? He's sending her money every week. Someone that he has never spoken to. He said that he has video chatted her and that it seemed like she was on a loop. He was talking to her and she wasn't answering any of the questions. I'm like, yeah, Ricky, that's because scammers get people's videos off of Instagram and use them to send to other people as if they're live videos, when really it's just an Instagram video that they're looping through. Duh, Ricky, have you ever seen you know what, somebody call Nev and Max, because this dude is clearly getting catfished. This is a typical catfish situation. There is nothing else around it. He's never talked to this girl. He's never video chatted her. I don't think he's ever even talked to her on the phone. The only thing he's ever done is texting her through the translation app. Shouts out to Paula Karine for letting people know about that, because apparently a lot of people are using it now. And he did this one little video chat where it wasn't even real. She wasn't even really talking to him. It was just a video. He goes out with his friends to let them know what his plans are. His friends are like, what the heck, bro? No, like, this is not a real person. You're about to go over to this country to meet who? Like, this is probably some dude who you're sending money to every week to help pay his bills. Like, what are you doing? I really appreciated the authenticity of this show, because I feel like those are actually his real friends. Like, I didn't get a George Ramon sense with them. Like, they seemed genuine and they were hilarious, and I wanted to like hang out with them at the pool hall. But anyway, Ricky is super desperate, like just desperate. And when people get desperate, they can't see. It's like they're just blind to everything, all the red flags, all the signs. They can't see anything. And it's like he is so desperate for love. You know, he thinks he's this unattractive guy, and you know he's not the cutest guy, but he can do better than this. He can meet somebody here. So the fact that he's like blew through 2 marriages and is now talking to a girl on Colombian Cupid that he has never spoken to, and she looks like a robot, a sex robot, is letting me know that there might be something mentally wrong with Ricky. And I think that he is super desperate and he has hit the bottom of the barrel. He's just at his lowest point and he just wants somebody to love him. And I'm like, you've got these 2 great kids. No, Ricky. No, Ricky Ricardo. This is bad. This is a bad move. This is a catfish situation. I am 99.9% sure, once again, that Ricky is getting scammed. I think that Melissa is a man. I don't think Melissa is actually Melissa. I think that Ricky Ricardo has been talking to a man this whole time. And I really want Nev and Max to pick up this case and go to Colombia with him, so that when they knock on the door and the dude comes out, I want to scream with them, because like that, those are my favorite catfish episodes, is when the girl turns out to be a dude. Those are just the best. I really think that Melissa is not Melissa. The pictures that the girl's using are just way too generic. She looks way too modelly, and I'm like, this looks like someone that someone just saw on Instagram and just screenshot all their pictures and sent them and made a fake profile. It just looks, it screams fake profile. I'm pretty sure Melissa is a man and Ricky is in trouble. But he said he's hell-bent on going to Colombia. He's bought his ticket, and no matter how little Melissa responds to his text message and sends him those little one-word answers, he's going. And I'm like, good luck to you, sir. I hope that, you know, when you get there, that she actually answers the phone. Because I have a feeling when he gets down there, she's going to ghost him. I think that he's going to go all the way there, and she's going to ghost him. There's no way this Melissa is actually this girl. No way. No way at all. Ricky Ricardo, I pray for your safety and your mental state. Let's move on to our next new couple. Our next new couple is Rachel and Jon. Now, this girl, Rachel, and I'm going to go ahead and apologize in advance because I feel like what I'm about to say might offend a few people, but this girl really pissed me off. And I might just go in on her for like 5 or 10 minutes alone. I'm sorry. I apologize now if I offend anybody, but we got to get into Rachel. Rachel is like 33. She has a 7-year-old daughter from a previous marriage. The marriage didn't work. Her and the father broke up, and you know, now she's a single mom. So she gets on this karaoke app, and where you can do duets with people, and this guy Jon happened to hop on her duet, and she was just like just sprung from jump. She thought he was so good looking, and he actually is. I'm gonna get into that later. Jon is a very nice looking guy. He's very muscular, very buff, very built. Got the whole beard going, the whole, you know, Dothraki, you know, looking, just rugged, that sort of I'm about to go chop a tree down and build a log cabin, a sex appeal, which is, I like that kind of, I like that kind of guy actually. That's like my type, and as far as white men go, I love me a good lumberjack. So I was like, okay, I see you. They ended up messaging each other, and he popped up and said he had a crush on her or whatever. Their love blossoms. But then somewhere along the way, while they're chatting or falling in love or getting to know each other, Rachel pops up pregnant by some random. Who knows who the father is? Rachel probably don't even know who the daddy is. Child, the daddy ain't in the baby's life. We don't know where the daddy is. Daddy ghosted before the baby was even born. Now Rachel is trying to push this baby off on Jon because daddy has ghosted, and now she needs a daddy. And Jon said he was down with it, so she said, okay, cool. Jon tried to come over to America before baby Lucy was born, but his visa got denied because he has a violent criminal record. We'll get to that later. And so Rachel was all sad. She gives birth to Lucy with Jon on FaceTime while she's in the hospital. This is not his baby. She sends Jon a piece of baby Lucy's umbilical cord. This is not his baby. And I'm a hippie, y'all. I've told y'all before, I'm a hippie, and I'm all for the, oh, you know, leave the umbilical cord attached so the baby can get all the stem cells and let it fall off on its own, and, oh, you know, bury the... I'm not sending no man that's not my baby's father a piece of nothing off of my baby. A man that I have never met. Like, I'm all for the hippy dippy, natural birth, don't cut the cord. Okay, cool, do you, boo. You sending bodily parts to some man you've never met from your baby? Wet. Wet. Like, wet. Baby Lucy's like 8 months old now or something. She's really cute. Oh my gosh, so squishy, cute little bald-headed baby. And I just, you know, she seems sweet. I'll eat her up. You know, she's adorable. And, you know, of course, baby daddy is nowhere in sight, and Jon is down for the plan. So, of course, Jon is just going to adopt this baby, I guess, or he's going to be the surrogate father. I don't know what's going on here. It's a weird situation. And to me, Rachel is out here living reckless and is now trying to put a family together real quick, fast, and in a hurry. And I don't like it at all. She has gone in here and made 2 mistakes now. And I know we all slip up, okay? You know, I know we all slip up and have mistakes. But you done slipped up and got pregnant by somebody who don't want nothing to do with you and your child. And so now that you done found out this man don't want nothing to do with you and your baby, you talking to some dude on Skype, and now you like, well, I'm pregnant, and he like, oh, okay, and you like, okay, you want to be the daddy? Because I need a daddy. And I'm like, you need to make better decisions. Like, what are you doing? You don't know this man. She's never met him. She don't know really nothing about him. She thinks she in love with him. Girl, you ain't in love with nothing but them muscles and that beard. That's what it is, Rachel. Because she said several times in the episode that somebody as good looking as him has never paid me any attention, never talked to me. So you're not really in love with Jon. You don't really know Jon. You in love with those muscle pics that he running and playing football and that beard. I already seen it. I done peeped you out, Rachel. I know what you in love with. Okay, girl, this is not love, and you about to take your 8-month-old baby over there to be with some man who beating up folks in bars. Jon might have a bit of an anger issue. So I don't think that Jon just got into a fight or a brawl. I think the way she described it, she tried to kind of downplay it when she was explaining it to her dad on Skype. But she said somebody ended up injured. I think that Jon beat somebody like to a pulp. I don't think he just like punched somebody to get them off of him and defend himself. I think he like injured somebody. I think somebody was hurt, probably unrecognizable. So I think this dude might have mental issues. He might have roid rage. He might have some kind of anger problem. That is the only reason that I can think as to why this man would take on this woman who is fresh, just had a baby and has another child. Ain't no daddies around. I ain't seen none. Ain't heard no speak of none. And you just want to swoop in and be like, oh yeah, I'll be a dad to you and your kids. No problem. I've never met you before, but something is wrong. Like her friend even said it. Is he too good to be true? Yes. Yes, he is. The reason why he's so cool with taking on you and all your baggage is because he's crazy. I think there's something underlying here. There's something going on. Because don't know, man. I mean, I don't want to speak for anybody. I know men swoop in and take women with kids, but it usually is like a long time. Like you get to know the woman, you fall in love with her, you get to know her kids. These two people have never met. And the fact that she was pregnant when they were talking and he's like, okay, cool. Yeah, I'll just raise the baby. I mean, he might just be ready for an instant made family, but something, and I don't want to say it like this can never happen, because I know all of you are about to jump in the comments and say, my uncle and my auntie met like this and blah. Okay, good for them. But I'm just telling you the vibes that I'm getting from this couple. Something is not right with this dude, Jon. And I'm waiting for it to come out. There's something that just rubs me the wrong way about him. I think she's caught up in his look. I think she's caught up in his muscles and that he's sexy and that he's fine. And he is, girl. Like I said, I love me a good lumberjack too. But you got to be level-headed. Something's not right here. I think that the reason why he is so willing to take her on with all this extra baggage is because he has some issues too that she hasn't found out about yet. And I hope it's not like a situation like Enough where he's all lovey-dovey and doting on her and sweet, and then 2 years down the road he flipped the script and dot her eye, because I just feel in my spirit that that's coming. I don't trust this dude, Jon. I don't trust him at all. And it really irked me when this lady packed up her 8-month-old and took the baby across the international waters to England to meet this man that she has never met in person. How can you be so crazy? Even Nicole had sense enough to go see Asin by herself first before she took May over there. You mean to tell me you ain't got as much sense as Nicole? This girl Rachel is dickmatized. She is in love with the image of this man. She is in love with the fact that he is so fine and he has all these muscles, and I'm a frumpy dumpy mom with my post baby belly still, and he wants to touch me and he wants to love me, and I can't believe it. So let me pack up baby Lucy and go on over to England so this man can beat me to a pulp too. I don't trust it. This situation scares me a little bit. Like, I was watching it like this, like cringing, like, no, don't take the baby, don't do it. And she packed that baby up, that sweet little baby Lucy, and took her over there to meet this man. And then in the previews, he had the baby on his, oh my God, I can't. Like, I can't. Don't take your babies to go meet men you've never met. Like, how is this not common protocol? How is this not something that most people know to do? I just can't. I can't with Rachel. Rachel is on my list right now. She really is. I just can't believe, like, girl, do you. If you want to go see, you know, the whatever. But, and I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, you know, maybe she didn't have anybody to keep baby Lucy. Well, if you ain't got nobody to keep your baby while you go visit your boyfriend in England, then maybe you don't need to go. Maybe that's a sign from the Lord that you need to stay your behind at home. Maybe he needs to come visit you. Then he can stay in a hotel, and then he can meet your kids when you're ready for him to meet them. Because this is bad. No, not with this violent past, man. We need to see what's going on in this violent past. And she's just brushing it off like, oh, he got into a fight and that's why his visa was denied. Ma'am, that's serious. like, we need to know what happened. I need to hear the whole story, and I need to hear the whole story from somebody, not him. Like, I need to go to the precinct and be like, can I look at this record? Like, I need to look up his record for myself, because I guarantee you he's not telling her the whole story. Something is up with this dude, Jon, and there is a reason that he is so willingly taking on this whole ready-made instant family with no strings. He's paying for the baby's daycare. No. Something, he is throwing all this lovey-dovey, I'm paying for the baby's daycare, I'm doing all this to cover up whatever is going on up here. I'm telling y'all, I'm just gonna wait to see for it to come out, but I don't trust this dude Jon, and this girl Rachel is digmatized, and she needs to chill out and take her baby back home. But those are all the couples that we met this week. You guys, this season looks like it's gonna be crazy. I'm so excited for this new season of Before the 90 Days. I just can't believe TLC found 5 more new crazy couples for us to watch. How are they finding these people? The desperation in this season is at an all-time high. All the new couples are super, super desperate, ready for love. Like, they just want love, and I can just smell it through the television. It's so deliciously trashy. I just can't get enough of it. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you'd like to follow me on Twitter at NichiP_tweets, NICHI_P_tweets for all my live tweets during the show as it happens in real time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe, leave a comment, like, whatever you want to do. And I thank you guys so much for watching me faithfully every single week. I do not take it for granted. I promise I don't. You guys, this show is so amazing. Let's just keep watching it together. See you guys next week. Bye.